Hello, my name is Jørgen Svengård and I work for Ecovis in Norway. This is a presentation about foreign companies having projects in Norway and what to do and how to report and how to register and are there any taxes to pay. So please follow the slides that follows. Okay, if you or your company have a project in Norway, what do you do? First and foremost, you actually have to register a branch in Norway. These are due to reporting issues because all reporting has to be done through an organization number. And there are different types of branches, but you will need to register a branch. It's called NUF in Norway. The project you have needs to be reported through a form called RF 1199. It includes the contract you have with your client, and if you have employees working on the project, the names and data for each employee. Please note that it's only for projects larger than 20,000 Norwegian crowns. And it's not if you have a client that is a private person, then you're not obligated to send this report. Step 3, it's register for VAT. And we have a threshold in Norway of 50,000 Norwegian crowns, which is around 5,000 euro. So you need to prove that you have invoiced sales of minimum 50,000 before you can register for VAT. This is important to know. You can also pre-register under certain circumstances, but for most cases it's the threshold that is most important. We continue. Step 4. Your employees, they have to do an ID control at the tax office when they arrive to Norway. And this has a dual purpose. First and foremost, the Norwegian authorities, they need to check all personnel coming to Norway and they need to see their passport. Secondly, the employees need to apply for a D number and a tax card. The tax card is important because even though a company or personnel are not taxable to Norway, you still need to report your salary. And if you have the wrong tax card, you need to deduct these taxes, even though you are not taxable. So it's important to apply for a tax card that is the right one for your project. For those of you who have projects in the construction industry, it's obligatory with we call it HMS cards, but it's ID cards for construction workers. These cards can be ordered through a site called byggekort.no, but in order to order them, the company needs to have registered a branch, the company needs to have registered for VAT, and the personnel have to have performed the ID control. So please do step 1 to 4 before you can order the cards. It's also worth noticing that the cards cannot be ordered before the project actually starts. So if the starting date is the 1st of December, you cannot order the card before 1st of December. It might sound stupid, but that's how it is. Some of you have national insurance from the home country. In order to avoid paying double national insurance, you need to apply for an A1 form from your home country. This is valid for companies sending staff from one country to Norway. and they apply on behalf of their home country / branch office, home company / branch office. The last step is to report the salary information the employees have had on the project. It might sound strange that you have to report the salary if the company is not taxable to Norway, but it has to be done for all personnel that have been working in Norway. Talking about taxation. When is a company taxable to Norway? Many want to know this before they start working in Norway. The key question is, will my project give permanent establishment in Norway or not? That is the key question you need to be aware of before you start your project in Norway. The first thing you have to think about is your project a fixed contract project, or are you aiming to hire out personnel? For fixed price contracts, your company will have guarantee responsibilities for the deliverance you have performed. In contradiction to hiring out personnel, then you hire out random personnel, either hour by hour or day by day. When you hire out personnel, your company is not responsible for what the personnel are doing at the site. Thirdly, what is the length of their project? Is it under 6 months? Is it 6 to 12 months? Or is it above 12 months? If the project does not have an end date, the tax authorities might believe that it is a taxable project. So please try to at least estimate an end date when you file the RF 1199 report. It's also important to know which tax agreement is applicable. If your company is from, for example, the Baltic states, there is a 6 month threshold before the project becomes a permanent establishment. Other countries might have a 12-month period. So, type of project, length of project. Now I'm showing you when companies and personnel are taxable to Norway. If you're hiring out personnel, the employee is always taxable from day one. Many think that they are not taxable before after 183 days, but that is wrong. You are limited taxable to Norway from day one. With limited, it means that you're only taxable for the income you earn in Norway, not your global income. If it's a fixed price contract, the employees are not taxable to Norway before either 6 months or 12 months. It depends on which tax agreement is applicable. Over 12 months on fixed price contracts, you will be working for a permanent establishment, and both employees and the company is taxable to Norway. If you hire out personnel over 12 months, the employee is still taxable and the company is not taxable. Still not taxable. VAT, if you hire out personnel only, the company is not liable for VAT in Norway. It's considered to be a remote deliverable service, which is not liable for VAT. For fixed price contracts, the VAT threshold is 50,000 Norwegian crowns. So, if you need any assistance about projects that your company will have in Norway, please do not hesitate to contact us in Ecovis, you will find our contact data on ecovis.no. Bye!